Who's your daddy? Who's your baby? And who's the Pakistani clan? Yeah, greetings and salutations. Welcome to the unofficial sister clan of the Citadel of New Church. I'm your host, Captain, here to go over a recap with the second week of Champion War League Lite. It was a win for the Pakistanis. Unfortunately, there was a little bit more dippage than needed. The 10s kind of dropped the ball, if I could be polite about it. I'm just as bad. I had 0 of 4, so I am to blame as well. But getting into the stats, we did have a couple people that had some sweet 6-packs. We have Iori there with number 1. We have Sesko again with a number 3. We've got Gabar there at number 5. We have Anger at number 6. We have Show at number 8. And then we have to scroll all the way down to Abdul at number 21. As far as our shit hitters, we did have 2 people that unfortunately fell into that range. They are the attacks that get to the 95 to 99%, just enough not to get the 3-star. We have RSO there at number 17 with a 97%. And then we have to come all the way back up to the top with Mubashar there at number 2, who has a 97. Getting into the attacks themselves, we can start with number 3 with Lord Ali. This one we are going to be doing a standard Goboho. The wizard, unfortunately, is going to get sniped out by that Tesla. Drops a hog to get it down. But then he's going to start his golems. Wizard's coming in behind. Hog does get shreked. Then the archer tower relocks on. Slowly but surely making his way for the funnelage. Drops a couple more hogs to help speed up some of those defenses. Dropping the ram, gets the CC pull. Ram opens up that compartment. Heroes go ins. Golems are finally making their way around. Drops the poison finally for this dragon. Drops a freeze to ensure that the dragon won't get to this ram. That the CC is going to be able to get to the compartment here with the queen. King, for whatever reason, decides to just boogie on out. I've got better things to do with my time. I don't understand what the hell went on there, but it actually kind of pans out in the long run, taking out some extra trash. Pops the Grand Warden ability, helping to ensure that those Valks would somewhat survive to get out that core. So that way, with this hogging coming in, it is a complete path around this base. King breaks into that compartment over there at 7:30, taking out all of that. So that's what I meant when the BK actually pans out to work out in our favor. Slowly but surely keeping on with his hogs. Has 3 heals in the bag still. Couple barbs are still surviving from that onslaught. Hogs are stuck on a wall, but because there's only the one defense kind of targeting them, they're somewhat fine. They are going to be able to get into that heal as it expires. They are going to soak up a double giant bomb on either side of that double cannon. And once they get into the range of this last multi-target Inferno, he still has a heal in the bag as he has the backhand hogs, taking out this archer tower to ensure they stay compact and continue running around the base. Has his cleanup wizards running around behind to ensure the time is not going to be an issue as well. Grand Warden was slightly tanking, which is always funny to see. And at this point, the hogs are going to jump in. They are going to smoke a spring, but there's so many of them at this point, it doesn't really matter. Before this attack, I just thought I was abusing that. Of all the things that the buildings right here that the BK could run to, he came here at 7:30 and just said, fuck it. So we're going to jump to number 5 with Sesko Green. For this one, he's going to have an AQ charge with Earthquakes. Crack the hip. Dropping his BK over there at 2 o'clock. Queen at 1:30. She is going to be tanking onto that cannon before dropping the healers. King gets out of the range of the healers. Everything's going to be fine and dandy. He is not going to be able to snipe that Town Hall. That one barb, I do believe. Yeah, they are going to snipe it. Okay. Drops the Earthquakes, ensuring that the queen is going to go into this center of this base. Baby sniping out to the outside. The air defense down. He is going to be able to get to this wizard tower, helping speed her up. Unfortunately, he is going to be in range of this air defense and gets sniped by Sam as well. Queen in this rage is going to be able to take out that Expo, stepping up into this Inferno. Has skeletons and an enemy Archer Queen on her. So she is going to have to phase through this. Takes her out in 2 shots. Poisons the CC. I do believe he's going to drop. There it is, the last rage. The position that she's in, I don't believe is going to go towards this Eagle anytime soon. And he's going to have to Lalo over top of it. But he is going to try to push the Lalo to keep her to go that way and save those loons a little headache. Once the cannon's down, she should bounce. Apparently not. There she goes. Okay. As his Lalo is continuing on around to the space, now the Eagle locks onto the Eagle artillery. Nothing is really threatening her, so she is going to be fine and dandy. Loons still coming in, collapsing. Trying to get the rage onto this Expo multi-target Inferno. Slammer is still up, acting as its own little hound. Grand Warden, I have no idea what the fuck he's doing. Phasing his ability, trying to save those healers and the Queen. But at this point, that Slammer is doing a lot of damage and a lot of work. And from here on out, it's just basic cleanup. And well done to him. For the next attack, we have Susko with number 6 yet again. This is yet again another AQ charge with Earthquakes. This seems to be a running meta. BK is going to be able to snipe that Town Hall for free. Enemy Archer Queen, or our Archer Queen is going to be sniped by Archer Tower. Wizard helps speeding her up to push her towards the right, going clockwise. BK will push down, going counterclockwise. A nice path directly in towards this Eagle, raging her up, ensuring that she's going to be able to take out that Queen, saving the ability along the way. Loon's trying to come in behind to soak up any traps that might be in her way. Loon was still in rage when he got that drop. Kills the Expo, luckily enough. So that way, while she's chilling in this nice freeze that she's about to be in, King is still alive, so he will be tanking for this Eagle artillery. Queen is still in range of this rage, so she will pop that Expo down before stepping up to this Eagle. King is about to expire, so now she has to speed up to ensure that their healers won't get targeted. Bam! She bounces to the one side, trying to get over to this Inferno Tower as his Lalo comes in from 730, going counterclockwise. Doesn't need so much of a push there at 730. More loons coming in heavily at 5 o'clock. Slammer's objective was to try to bounce over towards this Wizard Tower if it'll let me click it, but instead it's only selecting the Slammer. But hey, fuck it, whatever. Pops the Grand Warden. I do believe there was a Sam down there that you didn't see, sorry. Trying to haste these loons from the Expo into this multi-target Inferno, raging on top of that, helping to speed through that. And then from here on out, that Queen's going to snipe that wall, take out those extra defenses on the back end side, if to be an issue for these loons. As she steps up, taking for those loons, having all of her healers still up, and well done, smashed for him. And then from here, we're going to jump to number 10. Blue! With the Mooby Booby. He's going to do a Frozen P.E.K.K.A. attack. Get a couple extra early wizards coming in at front. So that way when he deploys his P.E.K.K.A.s, they're going to be somewhat collapsing more towards those open compartments of the storages. The Ram is going to get nice entry in, taking out a barracks along the way. King gets the other one before his P.E.K.K.A.s bounce in to the center at 6 o'clock. P.E.K.K.A.s are all collapsing there in that compartment. Skeleton trap triggers on the one side. Queen is going to jump the wall. The P.E.K.K.A.s will be targeting onto the wall in order to take her out. Not exactly. There they go. Ram is still doing his heavy duty. Ram unfortunately takes one for the team. Freezing the Expos try to prolong the push for the Ram going in, but unfortunately the freeze was just a little bit too long. Gets the jump, gets the spells triggered, so that way these golems, or the bowlers and the P.E.K.K.A.s are going to be bouncing from one compartment over to the next. They do eat a giant bomb there. The bowler bounces on the other side are going to be able to help withstand that push. Queen is going to bounce down towards the bottom. Well, there's some outside Pekkas over here getting an early cleanup. So the queen is going to have to phase her ability right hither, I do believe. Through that wizard tower and mortar. I guess not. Apparently I remember this attack wrong. But anyways, from here on out, those Pekkas and BK are beating through those buildings. Phases the queen to help speed her up, just to simply hurry up to get towards the king. Swagging some spells, because he knows it's basic GG. From here, we have number 11 with Amar Khan. Trying to sit down and do this at the same time on a couch sucks. Anyways, he has a baby up there at 12 o'clock. Wizard there at 10:30. Sniping out some buildings. BK coming in at 10 o'clock. AQ coming in from 11. She's going to start at this cannon, march over towards this air defense before she earthquakes in. BK is going to be slight inconvenience trying to follow suit, rather than going to the outside, taking out these free buildings. He is going to have to pop the ability to speed him up going through. He does eat a Sam along the way. Courtesy of that raged ability that he had from the BK, the barbs were tanking somewhat for those healers, so they didn't have to take so much damage. Queen finally steps up. She's going to be chilling. Luckily, outside of range of that enemy archer queen, so the rage for her is going to survive this onslaught of 2 expos. Takes out the bomb tower. Starts his Lalo coming in from the outside. Taking his time, knowing that with that rage right there, she's going to 3-shot that queen. Phases her ability just to ensure that she will survive the push. She's going to try to snipe this gold storage before she bounces back to the outside towards this wizard tower to help with the low. Slammer coming down here from the 5 o'clock region, getting a couple easy buildings since his air defense is being targeted. There it goes. By this hound. The Slammer is unfortunately going to eat a Sam there, so he will be popping momentarily. But with the max loons coming in and the hasted loons going towards that multi-targeted Inferno, I can't talk anymore, they are going to be able to remove that. And with the back-end loons, this wizard tower is going to be tanked and everything is all as well. Minions clean up, well done to him. For the next attack, we're going to have Assad with number 14. Bloop. He's going to be doing, ironically enough, the same attack that we've been doing almost this entire war. He's going to have his AQ starting over here at 430. Wizard Tower trying to speed up with that process right there to help push her in towards this Inferno Tower. If it'll let me click it. If it'll let me click it. There it goes. Wizard is going to finally bite the dust. Baby trying to help speed things up, so that way she will bounce in towards this double cannon before walking into that compartment. Baby is going to die with his last breath. AQ pushing her way in, gets the trigger of the CC. Unfortunately, the range of the rage is not enough for her, so she's going to have to phase the ability. After she takes out this Expo, though, she's going to be fine and dandy. He does drop the BK over here at 730 to take out a Tesla farm, obviously from an earlier attack showing it. Queen is unfortunately getting some of those healers picked off, so when she goes to step in towards this queen, it's going to be slightly inconvenient for her. She is going to finally come up and take it out. But at this point, she isn't really taking that much heat, so by the time this enemy Archer Queen is going to be sniping her, all those defenses before her are out of the way, so she will get the free 3 shots with that last rage to take her out. So yeah, with that last healer, she gets it with her last dying breath. A starts with his Lalo over there from 1 o'clock going counterclockwise. He's going to be able to one-shot those air defenses. Okay, maybe not so much the other one. The Slammer coming in towards this top side over by 10 o'clock, helping push the loons to come in more towards this air sweeper. Pups coming in behind to help speed up with the cleanup process. Slammer still pushing in behind. So basically those loons are just having to force their way through that wizard tower since he's tanking for the Slammer. Loons are free and dandy. And by the time the Slammer is about ready to pop, it will be a nice hasted ability for not only his Slammer loons, but for the loons coming in as well. And at this point, again, GG, well done, smashed, and a nice recovery too from that unfortunate rage placement. And then the next one we're going to have number 19 with Royal Fairy. He's going to be doing this one with a basic minor attack. That wizard is unfortunately going to bite the dust, drops the BK, then the wizard to help try to speed up with that funnel. Again, he's adjusting up from the rage of that Archer Tower, and then he's just going to have to drop the queen on top of it. So the king is going to go clockwise, queen is going to step up to go counter. Baby's going to get a free town hall. Then he's going to just start with his minor push into the core. Slammer's trying to get to this Tesla farm, remove it. Dropping some more miners in behind, healing as they go. Slammer's going to get to this Archer Tower. And I do believe he does not get that cannon. Yeah, he doesn't get the cannon. But the way that he deployed that Electro, he is going to be able to get a couple free shots before it is going to get into the range of this air defense. Something you don't really see too often. Air defenses are trying to pick it down, but with his range of those sparks that he's shooting, it does take out the back-end air defense, keeping those miners compact. Unfortunately, these defenses over here are left up, but he still has 2 heals in the bag as they go to the multi-target Inferno. Baby is still up and running. Miners are going to try to fight their way through those skeletons, but since they're in a heal, nothing's going to be too bad for them. The enemy Hound was triggered and does pop, unfortunately for him. Although I do believe those pups do end up getting locked onto the baby, and he is the one that removes them. Dropping that last heal, they are just basically fighting their way through. Yeah, there we go. Now they're clumping up, and then the baby's just going to one-shot them. Drops a back-end loon to try to tank for the last few remaining miners that are up front. Baby takes out those pups. Loon tanked for as much as he could. Miners are going to do their little job, get down that expo. Baby taking out the back-end side of those pups as the miners that were remaining take out the rest of that base. So again, it was a close one, but very well done for him. For next, we're going to do number 20 with Arrow. He's going to be doing a variation of the Falcon attack. He's going to be dropping his loon in front to try to soak up any traps. Luckily for him, there weren't any, so the healers are going to be fine and dandy as they make their push. King beating the backside of this town hall, so that way he can bounce from storage down this little alley. Baby try to ensure the funnel is nice and tight, so when the queen is going to falcon in at this Archer Tower, she'll be good to go. Bowler's trying to get a nice bounce to that Archer Tower, but unfortunately the Goblin, doesn't quite get it. It's the pop barbs that actually help him out speed up through that process. Then he's going to drop the Valks, that way they'll all collapse onto this cannon. Sorry, wrong side. Gets the rage drop very nicely. The Queen is going to snipe, so that way the Valks will beat that wall, get into that compartment. Bowler's in behind, getting Bowler bounces, ensuring that nobody's going to walk. Everybody's going to go back into that area, because from there they can reach that Wizard Tower, and then from there they can reach this Bomb Tower. Queen bounces outside with the healers, so the Valks are just basically plowing through as much as they can. He is getting lucky Bowler bounces. He does have all the Valks staying in one position. The Slammer is going to trigger, but from here on out, those loons really don't have much to worry about because the Wizard Tower is being tanked by the Valks. At this point, the loons are nicely compact. They're going to one-shot everything as they come. Back end loon trying to soak up some traps if they can. I don't think that Wizard Tower is going to drop. No. Okay. But at this point, he still has a Queen ability and a couple Valks with the healers swapping over to them. Does have one Valk for cleanup over onto the backside and does Pocket Goblin. Just basic cleanup, waiting for the Valks to just go through at this point. Healers go back to the Queen. Valks are tanking for the Queen yet again, and then he snipes it out. For the next one, we're going to have number 22 with Lord Ali. He's going to be doing somewhat of the same thing, only he's going to have a little bit heavier on the bowlers, and he's going to have some hoggies. Get a nice bowler bounce up there at the top for the 2 barracks. Barely catching the other one. Is going to get the bowler bounce there on a free mortar right there. Going to drop 2 giants in front of the queen. Hope to speed up that little process for the wizard to get that elixir collector. Then bounce to the dark barracks. Once that giant drops, she's going to be able to drop fast healers. She will march directly into these defenses. Wizard, unfortunately, is going to bite the dust before he can get a couple shots on that air defense. BK towards the outside, pushing in. And then from here on out, Valks are going to Valkyrie their way in. For this one, the queen is again going to snipe them to come more towards the core of this building. Bowlers are going to bounce to the outside. Healers are taking a couple shots, but the queen is going to make sure that those bowlers, Valks, stay compact with her shooting over top of the walls. Ice Golem unfortunately triggers, so the dragon's doing somewhat of damage. Thankfully, he didn't target the healers, so the heal spell kept the Valks up and alive. Queen is sniping some more buildings, keeping the Valks compact. Single target Inferno on the backhand side, trying to do some work. Unfortunately, with that last heal, Rage fights his way through. Slammer coming in from the top end side. Queen following in behind, taking out a couple buildings as she goes. Hogs are taking out that wizard tower towards the back end side. Slammer is going to pop directly on top of this bomb tower, with more hogs inside, freezing those last 2 defenses that would pose a threat. And then from here on out, even with an AQ ability,